Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Destination Truth. Today is Saturday, October 18th, I think. But I'm just walking through my neighborhood today, and I wanted to get something off my chest, but I've been wanting to say this for a while, for a good solid 2 weeks, honestly, and haven't gotten around to it. But here it is, guys. I'm all in. I'm all in on trying to save this country and America. If you're a patriot, I hope you are the same. And what I mean by that is this. Basically, the left has all allied. And that's scary because we haven't. They've all allied. And proof of this is in the censoring and basically complete isolation of Alex Jones and his platform. A year ago, all social media platforms, as well as many other tech companies, basically banned him from their services. And since they're all private companies, the federal government can't do anything. The thing is, he is an individual and he has a company that has been censored, quite literally. And we have a federal, a constitutional right to not being censored. We have a freedom of speech. And so, in my opinion, that's been violated for him. And he used to have a huge viewership, for one, and he actually made an impact in the 2016 election. And so, basically, what I've seen the left do over the last 3 years is very wisely and quietly continue to silence and censor people like me, people like you, maybe, but thousands and thousands of people across platforms like YouTube. And, different companies have come up like DTube, Steemit, BitChute, Gab, you name it, but there hasn't been this major flocking. There hasn't been a YouTube exodus to a new platform yet. Most people are still using YouTube because it's optimized, it's easy to use, it's fast, all that good stuff. But it's very concerning to me because now that the left owns basically the public meeting place, the public place where people share their ideas, it means that they have really stacked all the odds against us for the 2020 election. And in order to get good information out, the left is going to label us a bunch of Russian bots again, because they don't believe that they can win, or that they could possibly lose. They just don't believe it. So don't believe what you hear about the Russian hack or whatever, Russian ads. A total of something like $50,000 was spent by the government of Russia. That's a drop in the bucket. That is nothing. I work in marketing. That's what I do for a living. $50,000 doesn't get you shit. Okay? So, if you think that $50,000 spent by the Russian government is going to change the way Americans vote, think again. It's nothing. Sorry, there's a lot of sound over there, so I'm going to go this way again. But, basically, I'm all in winning in 2020 to try to save this country, right? So what do we need to do? It's a common saying that in order to lead, you need to know how to follow. And right now, I'm in that position. So what I'm going to do is recommend a top 10 list of people that I would support. And over the last 2 years, I've spent $120 of my own money on my favorite content producers because they need the help. And even though I am working my butt off to make content myself, it's not enough. Why? Because we don't have economies of scale. And what I mean by that is that the left has a bunch of syndicates and basically organized groups of reporters that whenever they make certain content, they all just spread it like wildfire. They have so much power in that regard. And right now, we do not. And for that reason, we need to support each other. And Another thing is that the people on the left, people in high places, don't need your money. They don't need funding. They already have it. They have funding to infinitum by the CIA, by globalists like George Soros. So they don't need you to spend money to be in business. They're in business regardless. So CNN's not going away. Even if their viewership dropped to zero, you know, maybe the CEO would be replaced, but they'd stay around. I guarantee it. However, Alex Jones is not in that boat. So the cool thing about Alex Jones, he's my number one on my list, and that's because he does have at least one economy of scale, which is to say, if you want to support him, you can support yourself, because he has this cool, basically, vitamin shop that's built into it. It's called InfoWars Life, and I've used it. This isn't a commercial. This is not an ad for him. It's not an endorsement. I'm not paid, but I will say that I've used Brain Force and I've used Survival Shield X2, and I like them. They seem to have an impact. I was highly suspect of nootropics in general, but the Brain Force, whenever I take 2 in a day, I feel like I do have increased focus, and I do have ADHD, so that means something. Anyway, so supporting him is a win for people, you know, anybody basically, because of how he has that economy of scale working for him. But it's been censored from every platform, so he really needs help to do a lot, and I think he could do a lot if people would fund him and help him out. Okay, so he's my number one on the list. My number 2 on the list is Project Veritas. Project Veritas is getting results unlike anybody else. I mean, sorry, I have to pay attention to what's in front of me, and there's a bunch of people in front of me, and I think I'm gonna turn around again. Okay, so Project Veritas, if you haven't subscribed to their newsletter or their emails, they're doing so much, guys. And what they need is people like you and I to echo what they do. Hold on. So Project Veritas has gotten greater results than almost any of the networks. Project Veritas is on a whole nother level compared to almost all of these content creators. They're getting amazing exposés of the left every week. And who's seeing it? Almost no one, because people are too scared, or not. They're either not seeing it, or they're like, I don't know, they're just not reposting, they're not sharing. You guys, we need to be reposting and sharing this stuff. It's a gold mine of actual proof of the evils of what the left is doing right now. Okay, so he's my number 2. If you want to support someone, I'd say him. And I'm gonna interject here and say how much I think we need to be supporting, guys. Again, I spent $120 over the last 2 years, which is nothing, and I'm making all these videos myself. Okay, I think we should be spending $20 a month, all of us. If we could spend $20 a month on our favorite content creators, it'd make a huge difference in how much they can post and who sees it. Because once there's money in the information they're creating, once there's money there, then they can start making economies of scale for themselves. They can start making syndicate networks of their own, where people that have large, the Epoch Times, a right-leaning newspaper, one of the only one in the country that I know of. I'm going to subscribe to them. I want to support them. They're my, I don't know, they're an honorable mention. They're not actually my number 3. Well, we're going to keep going now. Sorry, this video is getting long. All right. So here's my actual number 3. Black Pigeon Speaks. He lives in Japan, but he's super pro-America. He originally is an American, and he knows what's going on. And, you know, he's doing some amazing videos out there. So I really support him. My number 4 is Paul Joseph Watson. That should be a given, because he's making amazing content. He really is. My number 5 is Edge of Wonder. Those guys are doing the exact kind of content that I want to be doing, but I have to work my butt off to provide for myself and my family now. I have a wife. I don't have a kid yet or anything, but still, I'm working my butt off, so I don't have the time to do what they're doing. They've got amazing help on their team, I think. They've got like a researcher that's helping them out. but there's just so much information that we need to get out there, and they're doing an amazing job. So Edge of Wonder has a huge economy of scale, which is that they have a paywall platform. They have their own platform now where you can get the good content, the really good stuff behind their paywall. So you subscribe for their content and you get it, and that is amazing, and I love it, and I want to support them. All right, that's number 5. Number 6, Mark Dice. Historically, he's made amazing content, and right now I think he's a little bit discouraged because of the censorship he's been receiving, and what he needs is a little bit of a boost to get active again, because he's made some great content exposing not just the hypocrisy of the left, but also the stupidity of basically everyone in California. I think it's important actually to see how gullible and stupid we've become, because it fires you up to realize that, hey, if people are this gullible and stupid, that means I need to be more active. I need to do more. I need to speak up. I need to act. Okay, so I support him for all the things he does. Really love that guy. SGT Report. That guy, if we win again in 2020, I hope that he can get his own studio and his own network. Honestly, he'd be a great anchorman for real news, actual news, because he has interviewed countless interesting people. He's right over the money. He's been reporting better on what QAnon was doing for a long time. Now Q, I think, ended up being a lot of smoke and mirrors, a distraction, because a lot of what he was talking about didn't end up happening, it looks like. But still, SGT Report was commenting on what he was saying on Twitter and stuff, and following this whole conspiracy behind QAnon and what that is. And he did a great job with that, but he also did a great job with countless stories. Countless. So SGT Report, definitely my number 7. Great job. My number 8 is Truth Stream Media. That is a husband and wife team that is like no other. They're like black belts in conspiracy fact and conspiracy theory. A lot of what they talk about is still theory. There is not, I like to shy away from theory, because there's plenty of conspiracy facts out there. And a conspiracy fact is something that's documented and proven easily through documentation. So, but if you want to learn what is going on in technology and the scary science coming out of Silicon Valley and other countries as well, Truth Stream Media, they're the best people to follow, honestly. Like, Alex Jones is good, but Truth Stream Media talks about this stuff on a whole other level. I think they talk about technologies that Alex Jones either doesn't know about or doesn't talk about or doesn't understand. I don't know, but they're a great platform to support. I really think you should be supporting them. Stefan Molyneux, he is red pilling more people than most of these people combined through philosophy. Okay, he's getting to them, to their hearts and minds. He's touching people on a level that is way more important. So I cannot support Stefan Molyneux enough. Most of these people I have not spent more than $5 on, and I hate to say that, but that's just the reality. And I would support him more if I could. Hold on, guys. Sorry, a car drove up and I didn't want to get them in the video or anything. So next, my number 10, guys, that Stefan Molyneux is number 9. Maybe he should be higher in the list. I don't know. The list is hard to make in the first place, because I love all these guys so much. They make great content, and they are leaders in our space. There's countless others, by the way. Countless other people like me, but a lot of them have been shadow banned before they even got started, really. So, how do I get subscribers when all my videos are getting less than 200 views? How? I don't know. So I'm trying to kind of become a support role character here and really support the space and try to just save this country in any way possible. Okay, so all right, my number 10, guys, Tim Pool. Tim Pool is a classical liberal, but he is reporting on things on the street that need to be reported on. So I really support him as well. I like what he does, and we want some liberals in our society. We do. We want classical liberals to, be the people that keep us from going too far right or too far left. because he realized he's been reporting almost exclusively on the left, because they're the ones that are becoming the despots and the dictator type people that want to overthrow our constitutional republic for like communism. Okay, so Tim Pool's great. Okay, so that's my list of 10 guys. Those are my 10, but I want to put in some honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1 is Lauren Southern, although I don't know if she really needs any support anymore, because she's a beautiful woman and she has connections in Europe now. She's done some great sorry, I can't speak off the documentaries in Europe, and I think the European government has thanked her quite a bit for those, because they needed that evidence, and I think she's got the support she needs now, which is great. So she's going to be doing really well. So I don't know if she really needs support, but I wanted to mention that she does great content. She's been doing great stuff for a long time. I really support her. The other one, AMTV, Christian Green is the guy's name. He's great. He does some good stuff, but I don't know. His messaging is not on par with most everybody else on this list. His public speaking abilities come off maybe a little bit too abrasive and condescending to most people. I'm not sure, but I like him. I like what he talks about. It's just not great. It's not perfect. And then my last honorable mention is yours truly, me, Tyler Warden. If you would like to support someone that is really trying to make great content, what you should know about me is that I am working on a documentary that I'm going to be kickstarting. It's called Hopeless San Francisco, and it is all about the historical precedents of what's going on in San Francisco regarding the homeless crisis and what San Francisco used to be like in the golden era of San Francisco. And when I say golden, I don't necessarily mean during the gold rush. I mean just during the heyday of San Francisco being an amazing place that people wanted to live. I've been reading several books. I'm currently on my 3rd book, and believe it or not, it is it's an autobiography by Adolf Sutro, the guy who built the Sutro Heights, Sutro Baths, and the Cliff House, and also donated a lot of money to places like the Golden Gate Park. And basically, he's one of many millionaires, not even a billionaire, that helped really shape San Francisco into the beautiful place that it was. And now that it's no longer so beautiful, I am trying to make this documentary about showcasing how did San Francisco become amazing and beautiful and the place where everyone wanted to go, and how did it become the shithole that it is now, and what we might be able to do to improve the city. Okay, so that's what I'm working on right now, and I will definitely be putting out a lot of videos once my Kickstarter is up. I'll probably be trying to do a video a day or something, because I'm going to be asking for about 10K, maybe 12, because I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. I'm going to need to hire a cameraman, maybe get some more professional gear, and then most importantly, I'm going to need a professional editor that is better than me. I'm not the greatest editor. I'm a very much a rough cut type editor for what I do. So anyways, guys, that's basically my video. Again, coming up to the next election, we need to be spending a lot more to support our ecosystem. So that's basically what I've got to say for today. Thank you for watching.